Hi, this is going to be a video to accompany a transcription on King Solomon Hill's song called My Buddy, Pop a Blind Lemon. And the tuning of the song is Vestapol tuning, DAD, F sharp, A, D tuning. And just before getting into the song, which I'll split into just talking a little bit about some observations that I made while making the transcription of the intro, some of what he does while he sings, and then the outro, just to help give some structure as you look at the transcription, because otherwise it's kind of challenging to sometimes follow his playing, because he does a lot of irregular things. The bars are almost to be disregarded because some of them are 3 beats, 2, 4, 5. So he makes it really difficult to know where the 1 is one thing. And the other thing that I'll just mention before getting into the sections, the second thing, is that he kind of stays within a set kind of universe of licks, and if you stray out of that, it starts to not sound like him. So the challenging thing is to just know King Solomon Hill's kind of universe of licks and then just do what he does and just kind of combine them. But there's still a bit of a form to it, so starting with the intro. So there are 3 parts to that. One is the chord. I think there's a bit of like an octave thing, but you can check the transcription again. 6th and 4th strings, and then strumming on the 4th fret of the top string, rest of the strings open. And so that's the first part. And then the second time he hits that octave, that move, 3rd fret of the 4th string, 4th string open, 5th fret, 5th string, 2nd fret. So something like that, and then he gives a hint at some of the banjo-like, to my ears at least, licks that he kind of gets into later on. So this is a double stop, 3rd fret of the 4th string, 2nd fret of the 2nd string. And then I'll name out the strings right now so you know the picking patterns. 6th, top, 6th, 4th, 6th, 4th top, 6th, 2nd, 4th, 3rd. It's probably easier to just look at the notes on this one. So he kind of goes through those a couple times, so that's the intro. Now getting into what he plays while he sings, a lot of this stuff is kind of like really hard to play, so I'm just doing the best I can to illustrate how it might seem on the guitar. But it's a lot easier when I'm sitting down with the song at 25% speed and can do anything with just like writing things down. So what you can say about what he plays while he sings is that he seems to split it into 3 sections. There's section 1, section 2, which is a repeat of section 1, so they're kind of the same thing, section 1 and section 2. And then the 3rd section is really similar too, except it's the turnaround. So that's the form of each chorus. 3 sections, the first 2 are kind of like just the normal verses, and then the 3rd one is more of like a turnaround. So getting into like a 1st or 2nd section example, he'll kind of rest on the 5th string, which might be a power chord. And I'll just play something. So it's kind of like that, where it starts with that open 5th string, and then the next move is, and then he sings, and you don't really know when he'll start playing because it depends on the lyrics, and that's where it's hard to figure out where the 1 is, but then he'll start kind of hinting. And this is where it's kind of like a banjo lick, because he's sort of like alternating on the strings. And it's on the 5th string and 4th string, and then bending on the 6th string. But the thing that I kind of noticed about this transcription is that playing them as long notes makes it not really sound like him. But once you really make them short and staccato, like really tight, it starts to kind of take some shape. And even writing it on the MIDI file, if I made the notes shorter, it just suddenly sounded a little bit better. And so in between those gaps, you can add open strings like the top string. And I think it sounds better if it's kind of random. And maybe you can do different strings like the 3rd string. Something like that. And then he'll finish that off. So that's kind of like how it starts while he plays, while he sings. The 5, and you wait. And then he'll go. So we'll play a little slide lick that's within his universe of sounds. So this is like pentatonic stuff. 3rd fret, bending over the 3rd fret a bit. And then doing stuff like hitting the open string and then kind of smothering it with the fretted note, with the vibrato. So you can do things like that, sliding out with the 3rd string, things like that that make it sound a little looser and more off the cuff. Pull-offs, and I'm not really muting much behind the slide, just to get that bit of the messiness that he does. And then he'll usually finish it off by sliding out from the 7th fret and then landing and starting section 2. So that's how the sections work. Section 2. This is the 3rd section, and then it's a little different because he might play the 5 chord, 2nd fret of the 4th, 1st fret of the 3rd, and then usually he finishes out with a bend. Not really that snappy, but and a note on the bends, he won't really do linear bends like that. that, he'll usually make them more exponential, like. So you can just do that by slowly twisting. And same with the slides. That kind of thing. And so that's 5-chord. Oh my god, don't know why I'm snapping it. And then he'll kind of finish it out in some kind of way and start the next chorus. But oftentimes he'll also do these little slide interludes. So this is the last part, one of the last parts for what he plays while he sings. He'll do these little slide interludes using this pentatonic shapes. That's one of the ones that he does. You'll see that on the transcription, but there are these licks that are a little challenging, but they're fun to play, and you can check those out. Another thing that he'll do is do this, and he'll substitute that in on while he plays, while he sings. Double stop on the top 2 strings, and then you move it a minor third apart. Major double stop. And then that's kind of the rough idea, or as best as I'll try to illustrate that. And now for the ending, it's something like this, where I'll split it into a few different sections. He starts out by going like this. This is my attempt at letting that one go. So it's got a few different sections. The first one starts out like this, kind of getting these notes, kind of a diminished, and then he'll also kind of toggle between the major and the minor. And then the section 2 of this final part, the solo, is he then starts playing in this box. And then the third part is he starts doing this bass line. Together, it's this diminished part. Not on the 5th string. And then he goes into the 12th fret. So. And then back into this sort of diminished thing. And then he ends it by doing that riff on the 2nd string. So those are kind of the different sections of the outro, just to keep in mind. So I hope that helps for going over this transcription of King Solomon Hill. And this transcription will just be indefinitely public, so don't worry too much about when you can view it or anything like that. And thank you very much for watching, and see you later.